Today's team composition is all about Mew and Probobus, so stay tuned till the end because some nukes are coming up, a lot of electricity in the air, and that electricity is something that our Mountain is afraid of, but hopefully we can play around it with the other two options. So let's see what we have going on for the first battle, because we are using our Mountain here as a safe switch for this team, able to cover even more for that fighting weakness that our Probobus is having alongside our Mew, and of course here we can just keep going at it with our Mountain. This is gonna be a mud bomb, which means that we can survive it and right after throw the ice beam. And as you're seeing here, I'm having horrible IVs. That 15 in attack that I have on the Mountain, this is super bad. So if you have a much better Mountain than mine, feel free to use it. You are not gonna regret it and you can survive even longer than I do, because my Mountain over here is absolutely bad. Stranded square, yeah, bad. Nothing else to prove here. So anyways, down we go to the complete counter farm down against the Poliwrath. Almost reached there to that zap cannon, which is a bummer, but it doesn't matter at all. Mew will still return into the battle with a lot of energy to spare, one wild charge for that shield, and perhaps we can get the second on the nuke against that grass type Pokemon. Yes, trainers, even against grass types, Mew can still have a chance with this exact moveset. Here comes the surf though, and then the wild charge. I risked it here for the biscuit, but that was not needed at all since I already had that double wild charge ready to go. Into the next battle now, and we're having a Chargeback up against us. This Pokemon is troublesome, okay, because it carries the move X-Scissor, which can almost one-shot down our Mew, and at the back those Volt switches will just destroy down my Mountain, so the only answer that I have is Probobus. So how you want to play this is to sacrifice your Mew, and I figured out that if you have a kinda good IV Mew, you can still survive with 1 or 2 HP remaining, so that means that you can still reach to a double surf, and at the worst possible scenario you can push for that shield advantage. So yeah, here it comes, trainers. Probobus now on the switch against this Skarmory. Down they go in a single zap cannon. This is the first one of the video, but you're gonna see many more. Poliwrath now on the switch, and now our Mountain will have the ultimate closing option because they are still switch locked in here, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable that I can still finish off Chargeback if we are kinda careful. So my Mountain here is just gonna go ahead and throw the next RLAs, but not before we lag a lot. That's why I did not throw. Look at that weak connection, absolutely tremendous. And yeah, here comes now the RLAs to finish them off and do one more to deal almost lethal damage to that Poliwrath. Not before though they reach to the Icy Wind, but it doesn't matter. I know they will survive, but still by switching out simply to our Probobus, we can still guarantee the victory with a simple Spark. If I was to change one thing on this team, that would be that Spark to be replaced with a Rock Throw, because it can help you a little bit more against neutral matchups and of course against Flyers and Ice types, which is pretty great. So now here for the next battle, we're having a Chestnut though up against us, and by blocking the first move I can also reach to a double move the Surf and then the Wild Charge to get that shield back, and of course at this point they're gonna throw their Frenzy Plant. Just gonna go in with my Mountain. They bring their own Mountain, which is pretty great. I can definitely go in now with my Probobus, and since they do not have Bubble Beam or any other kind of a water attack, we can simply farm down here by also tanking whatever they are gonna throw. Greatly Remix is in big trouble when Probobus has the correct matchup here, so as you're gonna see, we can definitely succeed in completely farming down with ease. So with Mountain out of the way now, my Probobus has at least the Zap Cannon ready to go, and I'm gonna throw it right straight away, because even if they come in with their Chestnut, I would not like at all to farm any extra energy on me. So here comes instead that Gligar, which is still great for me. I can go for the Zap Cannon, then the Ice Beam to finish it off, and now it all depends on if Chestnut can survive the wing attacks, and the answer is no, so we can just take another big victory. Skarmory now on the next battle. This is kinda good for us, and we're meeting up on the switch with that Quagsire. I was trying to catch the Mud Bomb here, but my opponent knew better. They were expecting my switch, and at this point I'm just gonna press here my Aerial Ace. I want to do as much of chip damage as possible, but in doing so I might actually need to spend a shield over here. They have Mud Bomb, which means that I spend my shield for no reason. I could survive this one, I believe, and another Mud Bomb is imminent. Yeah, I definitely could survive. Anyways, so here comes now my RLAs, we can go ahead and finish off this Pokemon, and now let's see what they have at the very end of their line. It is gonna be a Swampert. Unfortunately for me, I cannot get my hand on the RLAs. A little bit of luck there did not allow me to do that, and instead I was having the overtap. So here comes now the serve from my Mew, and right after I will expect the switch to the Skarmory. So here comes now the follow-up switch with my Probobuzz. This is looking now pretty promising for me because we're having a Pokemon that can also wall down that Skarmory. This is looking very good for me. So able to reach here now to the Rock Slide, and I'm not gonna go for the full charge, just the grade, because I know I can still survive a little bit of extra energy and still try to get that final shield out of their Swampert if I am kinda careful. Instead though, I'm gonna press still that Zap Cannon for massive damage even when resisted. Look at that, trainers, now switching out to the Mew, and we can farm down before they reach to a double Hydro Cannon, which means that we can get another victory with a resisted Zap Cannon on the Mud Boy. Are you kidding me? This is pretty awkward for them and pretty wonderful for us. Into the next battle now, and we're meeting another grass type up against us, and this grass type has access to Rock Slide, which can be kinda problematic up against our Mountain. So yeah, you can see as to how those grass types can be in total super bad up against our Mew and the backline towards the end of the battle. So they're gonna take us out, it doesn't matter at all, because now they're gonna switch out to Poliwrath, switch locking themselves with my Mountain, and all of a sudden we might actually get a crazy win con over here, but it still all depends on what they might be having at back. Obviously, we can always outspeed here to the next RLAs, which is pretty great, grabbing another shield in the process, and now by shielding here, we can somehow have the upper hand up against that Poliwrath. Down it goes for sure at this point, and right after I'm gonna immediately switch out to my Probobuzz to clear those debuffs. They have a Skeledirge at the back, so they wanted to bait out of there my Mountain with their Poliwrath. They do that on purpose so that their Skeledirge then can have the upper hand, but guess what, trainers? We're having that amazing Probobuzz for the end game. Rock Slide is coming off before they reach to another move. Now Cradil emerges, but at this point they have nothing to throw and they're just gonna accept the defeat. Into the next battle with another Charjabug. This battery saver Pokemon is gonna be tremendous against our team, especially up in front with the X-Scissor. And once again, I want to mention, just for all of those of you that did not get the first time, this Pokemon will also be kinda problematic for my Mountain. At this point, I realized that I could go for the Wild Charge for some extra damage because of how good that move is, but it doesn't matter. You can always learn from my mistakes and do better, obviously. So as you're gonna see here, we're having now Poliwrath up against our Flyer, which is pretty great, especially when we're having a bulky Flyer like a Mandibuzz or like this Mountain. So here comes now another move. It doesn't matter at all. I can always rely on my Probobuzz for the end game now that Poliwrath is out of the picture. And here comes, of course, my Ice Beam to finish off the remaining HP that this Charjabug is having. Instead, though, they're gonna switch out and block, of course, first, but then switch out to their Clodsire, and all of a sudden we have a crazy win condition, a loss condition, no win condition at all. Even though we have the two shields, they get straight to the Earthquake, we get nuked down, and yeah, that is kind of a big bummer, but it doesn't matter, we can still have fun here and go battling. Well played to my opponent there, absolutely destroyed me down with that perfect alignment that they had with their Clodsire over my Probobuzz. And of course, right after, we're gonna focus into the final battle of this video up against the Gligar. They managed to catch one move on their Whiskas, and before they reach to the first Mud Bomb, I will try to catch it on my Mountain, but still whatever move we're gonna catch in a while is still gonna be resisted, so we're looking at a pretty comfortable scenario for us. So another Scald is imminent, only one debuff, and yeah, I'm just kinda lucky, I guess. And of course, right after, we have the Ice Beam for almost the knockout up against that Whiskas. Another move is coming up from this second Mustachio Pokemon, because we have two mustaches over here, one for the Probobus and one for that Whiskas, which is kinda fun, right? Now we're having the Surf to finish off the last shield, and of course we're just gonna switch out to our Probobus to try and have some fun over that Gligar. I was expecting the bait, okay, they have no shields, we have two, that's why I risked it here, otherwise do not go for that extra risk, it is not worth it at all. Anyways, I'm just gonna block the next move, whatever it is, not gonna go for the extra mile, I was not counting perfectly anyways. Now they have the Poliwrath going in, they think we're gonna go for the Thunderbolt, but instead we have the Zap Cannon, so we managed to farm down with the Sparks, reach to the move and finish off Poliwrath in an amazing nuke to finish off the video in an amazing and complete farm down with my Probobus. So that is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you are new to my content, and of course I have two videos for you to check out. Feel free to check any of them out, and I will catch you up later into the next one.